Hey y'all, welcome back. So tonight is detail brush cleaning night, and I'm just going to kind of go through, kind of showed this in one video previously, but that wasn't a very good video, so that's why I have decided to do this one tonight. This is not something that I do all the time, but when it comes time to really get those brushes clean, I definitely do this. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through and show you how I do a little bit of my brush cleaning. So the kind of soap I normally buy, I don't buy the expensive brush cleaning sprays or anything like that because I've done it. I bought a Japanese one and I just feel like they're not as good at deep cleaning. If you need a quick clean, change, like use the same brush for something else, they're good, but not for deep cleaning, I don't personally think. So I just go out and I just buy Dial or Zest bar soap, and I keep it in the package. That way I use it all and nobody else uses it to wash their hands or anything because that's unsanitary. So I do use this. This came from Shop Miss A, and unfortunately that video was a month or so ago and my computer messed up, so never got to upload my Shop Miss A video, and I had it out before a lot of the big beauty gurus did, and it makes me so mad that it didn't work, but that's okay. So I got this from Shop Miss A. You can also buy bigger ones. It was $1. You just kind of slide it on, and this is your scrub for your brushes. I have a towel prepared, laid out for them to dry on. So first I'll be starting with cleaning my clean sweep. I have talked about this in so many videos and so many Facebook live videos. This thing is amazing. They're like $3.99, $2.99 at Marshall's, and I just clean my brushes off that are powder brushes every single time that I use them. That way they don't get so badly dirty and I don't have to wash them as often. And as you can see, these things really do work, so I definitely recommend you buying one of these. And I also use the little container lid to mix up foundations if I need to lighten, darken, or sometimes I just squirt my foundation into this and get it out because that's how I like to do it. So now we are going to turn to the sink and start our cleaning. So I like to use a mixture of hot and cold water. I don't think that you should use directly cold water or directly hot water to clean your brushes. So what I will do is, since I'm starting with this, I just kind of rinse the box out and get all of my powders out of here. And that's not too hard to clean, so I will lay it over here on my towel to dry. This I clean out every time I put foundation in it, so it stays clean. Now on for this. So I'll just get this wet, get my bar soap wet, and just kind of rub it around on the bar soap. And well, as you can tell, this is very, very dirty. So I'll just rub it on here. Oh, yeah, it was definitely time to clean this. And believe it or not, this sponge one has to be cleaned more than my brushes do because, like I said, I use it every time I do my makeup to clean off my powder brushes. So, it's just, oh, that's pretty embarrassing how disgusting that was. And I should have cleaned this probably a week ago, but And the great thing about these little guys is they last forever. I've cleaned mine like 3 times since I've had it for about 3 months, maybe 4 months, and they hold up very, very well. So, squeeze the extra water out. Wow, very clean. Now let's start with a foundation brush that's pretty nasty, which would be my Y6. It's gunked up, and since it's dirty, it's not been applying the foundation as well, so I'll just swirl it on the bar soap first. Make sure I get it real good and soapy full. And then I'll just rub it around really good on.
Yeah, I probably only do this like once every 2 months just because it takes so long, and the brushes that I haven't used, I will not clean. There are a few brushes in there that I haven't used since the last cleaning, so I will not clean those if they don't need cleaning. So now, I'll just wrap around on this. Make sure you get the soap all out of it. And there's still a little foundation in there. These Y6 brushes, you always have to push down like this and then kind of flatten it down deep into them. I always just leave my bar soap kind of hanging in the sink, just so I don't have to pick it up and put it down. Oh, it's super clean now. Yeah. And you just kind of open the brush up to make sure I get all that soap out. And then always just squeegee the water out. I like to squeeze out as much water as possible because if not, sometimes the next day they won't be dry. And in the wintertime, I'll actually leave them sitting beside a heater to dry.
Okay, so now, that's a clean Y6. Thank God. So I'm just going to continue doing the rest of my brushes like this, and I'll come back whenever I get to my beauty blender part. Okay, so now it is time for the beauty blender cleaning, which is basically pretty much I do it the exact same way. So I just get it down and then rub it all over the bar soap, making sure don't squeegee too much of the water out of your beauty blender or it won't absorb as much of the soap. And I just go back to my little AOA and just gently scrub my beauty blender over top of my cleaning wizard, and I will clean it off a few times just so I can kind of see the amount that I still have left to get off. And of course, some beauty blenders will not come completely clean if they have been stained or if the stain has set for too long. And then, as you would normally do using your beauty blender, just let some of the water squeegee into it. Make sure you're squeezing all of that soap out of there. I'll just kind of do it multiple times just to make sure that soap comes out. And there you have it. Squeeze it out real good and lay it over there and move on to the actual name brand beauty blender, which I have only used twice now, and for some reason seems to get a lot dirtier than my other normal. And as you can see, pink stain is rolling off into the sink, which is normal. It's just some of the pink dye coming off of your beauty blender, which is okay. And see what I mean? You have to be very easy with some of the beauty blenders. See, now we have pink stain coming off, which is going to be normal for the first cleaning of a very dyed blender. And there we have it. Did take a tiny chunk because I got a little carried away. Started scrubbing too hard right there, which is why you have to be very easy. And there we have it. I am finally done cleaning all those makeup brushes. One thing I did kind of want to talk about, because I have tried this in the past, that is not good. And I did this several times just because it's quick and it's easier than what I just showed you I did. What I just showed you that I did, it compiled down into like a 20-minute or less video. Took like 2 hours plus the drying time overnight for the brushes so that I could use them the next day. What I've seen a lot of people doing to try to life hack actually detail cleaning your brushes, like this is not something that gets done a lot. I will take a brush spray, I will take something, go on a napkin just to kind of clean my brushes up. And like I said, this has absolutely been my lifesaver. You can tell it gets used. Rub your brush in this every time you use a powder. Put it back in your brush container and your brushes will not need detailed cleaning near as often. So that has been something for $3-4 that has really helped me a lot. So I recommend that. But I only do this deep cleaning like once a month, once every 2 months if I'm pushing it far. But what I have seen people do, and this brush I actually loved. This brush for highlight and for packing powder under my eyes, because it has that nice little slant to it that makes it really easy. And I don't know if you can see, but there's little strings of the brushes that have just been falling out constantly. And I've detail washed this brush and got really hard with it several times, and it never started doing this. Now look at the rest. I'm gonna flip it. It has cracked, chipped, peeled. Like literally this brush is cracked from down here at the end all the way up to the tip top. Like this brush isn't going to last much longer, even though I don't even know what the name is now because the name's gone. But it wasn't a very expensive brush, thank the Lord. I mean, oh my gosh, that is so bad. Thank the Lord. And this isn't the only brush it did that way. It actually destroyed my Morphe fan brush. That brush has not been the same ever since I did what I'm about to show you I did. I actually have, no, if they're still in there, if my daughter has not hacked them yet, do you see like my fan brush? Like it is like hard, stiff, like it flakes out all the time. Like these synthetic bristle parts will not stay in line. Like it's just so much harder. It actually did really destroy this brush. Like this brush has not been the same since. It doesn't work the same. And there's several that, of course, my daughter has taken most of them that I threw in here. But it did destroy several
brushes. And it may not do it now, but keep doing it the way I'm getting ready to show you, and you're going to have destroyed brushes. So the new hit thing to do is to take like a jar, like a vase, like I keep my brushes in this with rocks. It helps hold the brushes up so they're not falling everywhere. That's actually a really good tip. Wouldn't use sand. Sand's really dirty. It makes a mess, but these don't make a mess, and it holds your brushes in place without them flying around everywhere. So people are taking something like this, and I did it several times. They are emptying the jar, of course, and they're putting like a teaspoon or two of Dawn dish detergent, or dish detergent in general. They are putting like a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of white vinegar in there, and then they are taking like lukewarm water, filling it up, stirring it up, taking all their brushes, turning them upside down. And brushes are so different. They are so different. Like, you know, these two kind of, if you filled the water up to here, you would be good, but on this one, the water would actually be filled up to here, way past where the brush is. So the problem with this that I have found out is what's happening, and the reason a lot of people are complaining about their brushes, even if they're brand new and they've never even tried the brush yet, but they just want to clean it like this, they're leaving these brushes in there for 30 minutes plus. This is not good for your brushes. Like, all that water, most of the time you're going to see pretty much every brush needs to be filled over the brush tip. So if you're using a bunch of different size brushes, the water level is going to be different on every brush. So on one brush, the tip might just, you know, be right here and the water would be fine. But as on this brush, it would be submerged in that water. It's destroying your brushes. This brush was perfectly fine. I left it in there for not even 20 minutes. It was like 15 to 20 minutes I did it. And I pulled my brush out and it was cracked all over. The moisture had went up, you know, through your brush head. Of course, you know, there is way for water and air to get down in here around the brush. So that is, as you're sitting that in there over time, the brush is soaking it up, but also the head is soaking it up. And if you have wooden brushes like this, it's going into your wooden brushes, cracking them, destroying them. I really thought that like some of my Morphe brushes were crap because of how they acted when they came out, and I went and bought the same brushes and didn't clean them that way. Completely different scenario when I used the brush. Like, I compared the two on each side. It was really different. So this is why I didn't want to show this way to do it, just because I know the experience that I myself have had doing this to my brushes. And I hear people in Ulta around here all the time, oh, well, if you'll just use, you know, Dawn dish detergent and vinegar and put it in water, let your brushes sit. Some people are even letting their brushes sit all night in this mixture, getting them out the next day, and then when the brush messes up because you've left it sitting in water for too long, you get mad about it. We need to seriously stop doing this. Like, it's ruined my brushes, which is why I will not show that way anymore. Quick spritz of even just the e.l.f. brush cleaner throughout before you're detailing, which I recommend having like 2 or 3 of each brush if you can. That way you don't have to detail clean so much. That's just the easiest way about it, is to have 2 or 3 of every brush. Then you don't have to really detail clean as much. So that's what I like to do, is have a couple of like every brush that I really like to use. That way I don't have to detail clean as much as you normally would if you only had like 1 of each one. You'd have to clean it a whole lot more. But I don't recommend this way. Like this poor little brush, like I don't know what this brush did to deserve the crap that it has been through, but it did not deserve this. Like, it's just so awful looking. that's all I really wanted to come on here and finish saying. I got to thinking about this the other day when I was like editing the video. I was like, I need to include that. Like, when you get your downtime, girl, you need to be putting that in there. Like, I hear too many people at the Ulta talking about that, and I would just love to bring them some of the runt good brushes that didn't deserve to be ruined and talked about like that when it was how you were cleaning them. So definitely don't recommend submerging your brushes in water. It is not good for them. Yes, it is an easy way to clean them. I agree. It's easy, but regardless of how long you leave those brushes sitting in there, they still don't come as clean as just taking some bar soap or whatever and rinsing them off in your sink. It literally doesn't get them as clean. Like, I was still having to take them out of the mixture, rinse them, and eat most of them, especially cream. Now, shadow brushes, powder brushes, any cream product brushes, I was still having to wash regardless. So I was still washing brushes. No different. But trust me, not all cheaper things are better. Like, all name brand isn't better than generic. I mean, that's just life. But I hope you all have enjoyed this video. I hope that if you've done this, maybe you've taken away something from it and maybe don't destroy your brushes. But this is just how I detail clean mine. So give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn your notification bell on, and I will see you all in next week's video.